Hey, I'm meteorologist Doug Myers with the latest forecast heading into this Tuesday. Of course, the big weather story is going to be the snow tonight into Wednesday, so we're going to get into that quite a bit in this video, so stay tuned. Mid to upper 30s yesterday, probably going to be our warmest day that we'll have this week, although we're monitoring Friday. Right now, I'm keeping it a little bit cooler than what some of the models are indicating because of the fresh layer of snow we'll be getting tonight and tomorrow, but it's still very possible to get almost close to what we had yesterday for Friday. But today, we're mainly going to be in the 20s, a few low 30s possible, mainly in our southeastern communities, and we'll have quite a bit of cloud cover. Staying dry, though. In fact, here's I forgot I have my video there stuck in there. So you get the idea that the graph, the green, that's actually the heaviest of the snowfall, 6.7 inches in Topeka, and everyone else, all the other computer models, has just a little bit less. So sorry, I forgot to have that video in the way, but you get the idea that we are looking at several inches worth of snow as we head into the overnight periods into tomorrow. But we're dry today. I think we're mostly dry before midnight. There's a chance we might get some snow starting to develop around 10 o'clock or so, but even if we do, it's not going to be overly heavy, and we'll really start to get that heavy snowfall after midnight into the overnight periods into Wednesday morning and continuing through the first half of the day, winding down by the afternoon. May even be completely dry by about 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon, and so that is one of the factors that is keeping our snowfall totals down just a little bit from what we were thinking yesterday. Here's another computer model showing that we're starting to get that snow around 11. So I know Kansas State and Kansas both have home games this evening, and if you are going to those games, I think you'll be okay. Even if by chance it is snowing as you're heading home after the game, it's not going to amount to much, and I think you'll be okay, relatively speaking, compared to what it will be for the rest of the night after midnight and into the day on Wednesday, especially during the morning hours. So you're going to be okay, but just be aware that don't be surprised if it is snowing as you're heading back home after the game. This model has us dry by 1:30 tomorrow afternoon. All right, so here's a look at potential snowfall. I'm showing you this one because this one is not in that 4-panel snowfall amounts. That's why I'm showing this standalone. But you'll notice that we're generally about 3 to 6 inches across the area. And taking a look at some of our other snowfall totals, the graph is probably giving us the most snow, although the GFS has a little bit higher snowfall there in north central Kansas. But generally speaking, about 3 to 6 inches. We'll get into those snowfall totals here in a little bit on why I'm still going in upwards of 8 to 9, maybe even 10 in some areas. But I wanted to talk about the winds. Wind gust, northeasterly wind gusting around 25 miles per hour this morning. Not quite as bad by the afternoon, and then picking back up again tonight into tomorrow with that snow blowing around during the day Wednesday, and especially in the morning with that snow falling, gusts around 25 miles per hour. That is going to reduce visibility, and that wind will become out of the northwest later on in the day. So that snow is going to be reducing visibility across the area. A winter storm watch is in effect for tonight into Wednesday, and we are looking at most spots in that 4 to 9 inch range. Minimum range about 3 to 5. Maximum range, I'm still going about 8 to 10. And again, I'll just tell you why here in just a second. And this will be something that we'll continue to fine tune throughout the day for updates. Why am I going just a little bit higher than what those snowfall totals are showing in the models? It's because how cold it's going to be. We're going to be closer to that 18-degree mark, and you'll notice that if we get an inch of water, that puts us at 20 inches. Now, I don't think we're going to have an inch worth of precipitation. In fact, taking a look at, let me put this in the 2-day period, many spots in the 1/4 to 3/4 of an inch range. So let's take, for example, that 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch range, and I have a little bit of a chart here that I can really look at what that snow to liquid ratio is. So if we do get about a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch of rain, and we're in that 15 to 19 degree range, we're talking about 10 to 14 inches. But if we're in the 20 to 27 degree range, which I think may end up being the case, we're in that 7.5 to 10.5 range. Compare that to the 1/4 to a 1/2 inch that most areas are in that 15 to 19 degree range, that's 5 to 9 inches. In that 20 to 27 degree range, 3.8 to 6.8. I know I'm throwing a lot of numbers at you. Here's another visual for you. Probability of getting at least 2 inches everywhere, 95%. Everyone's getting at least 2 inches. Probability of 80% chance of getting at least 4 inches, basically just to the north of Emporia and for the rest of northeast Kansas. 6 inches, a little bit higher probability north of I-70. 12 inches, by the way, 1% chance around the Manhattan Clay Center, Abilene area. We're not getting more than 18 inches. So that's where I'm getting those that total there. Generally speaking, 4 to 9 inches. And it's going to be kind of a light, fluffy snow because of how cold it's going to be. We're not going to worry about any ice. And it's going to be easy to blow around with how light and fluffy it's going to be. So that's going to reduce visibility. So if you can avoid traveling tomorrow, do it. We're dry Thursday, still staying cold. A brief warm-up Friday into a Saturday in the low to mid-30s, but as a cold front pushes through during the day Saturday, any precipitation that may bring a little bit of a wintry mix Friday night changes over to all snow with any precipitation lingering into the day Saturday. Of course, we'll get into that as we head into Thursday and Friday. But looking ahead into the weekend, getting a brief cold blast Sunday, warming up a little bit Monday, and then we start to get a little bit colder with another snow chance next Tuesday. So a little bit all over the place for the next 8 days. But what I can tell you is with an average high temperature this time of year in the mid-40s, we're going to stay below that for a while, for the next couple of weeks. Maybe towards the end of February we get a little bit more seasonal, but until then, be ready for this cold weather to stick around. Yes, there will be some days that will be relatively nicer, relatively warmer than other days. And then, of course, we're monitoring several opportunities of precipitation for the next 8 days. But the big one, of course, keeping an eye on after midnight, mainly after midnight into the morning hours tomorrow, and then tapering off through the afternoon. Have a great day.